Okay, so I don't know what happened. Sorry, my camera just like froze. But kind of continuing on. I rewrote row 1 and then now I rewrote row 2. So I need to change row 3 and I'm going to use my formula. So I have row 1, which is 1 minus row 3. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 2 is a negative 1. Be careful with the signs. 1 minus negative 1 gives me 1 plus 1, which is 2. And 0 minus 2 gives me negative 2. Alright, so we're good there. First we got this guy as a 0, this guy as a 0, now I just gotta make this negative 1 as a 0. So a lot of my kids in class were telling me, oh, you can just subtract or add these two, right? 1 minus 1 is 0. But guys, I can't do that because if I add these to get 0, then I add 1 plus 0 here to get 1, and this would change this number right here to a 1. So I don't want to do that. So once I fixed this column, now I can only look right here at these two rows to try to get this guy right here as a 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply to get this as a 0, I'm going to multiply row 3 by 3. And then add it to row 2, right? Because 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Plus 3 gives me 0. And then I'm going to replace row 3. So, fix what I know. Row 1 is going to stay the same. Row 2 is going to stay the same. So now I'm looking at row 3. So 3 times 0 is 0. Plus 0 gives me 0. So this is good. This is 0. Then 3 times row 3, so negative 1, plus row 2. So I get negative 3 plus 3, so that also gives me 0. Then 3 times row 3, which is 2, plus row 2, so plus negative 1. This gives me 6 minus 1, which is 5. And then the last one right here is 3 times row 3, plus row 2, plus row 2, which is negative 4. That gives me negative 6 minus 4, which is negative 10. Alright, so you guys see here, I have my 3 zeros, right? So now I can just set up my system of equations. So x plus y plus z equals 0. 3y minus z equals negative 4. And then 5z equals negative 10. So my easiest thing to solve for is z. Divide by 5. So z equals negative 2. I'm going to work backwards. Now I'm going to plug this into my second equation. So 3 times y minus z, so z is negative 2, equals negative 4. Be careful. I get a plus plus. So 3y plus 2 equals negative 4 minus 2. So 3y equals negative 6. And then I divide by 3. So y equals negative 2. And then now I'm going to work back to my original problem to solve for my x. So x minus 2